In June 2025, President Donald Trump signed Proclamation 10949, a sweeping travel order that instantly sent shockwaves through the 2026 World Cup. What should have been a global celebration now faces serious disruption before the first ball is even kicked. The order blocks entry from 12 countries, including Iran, Somalia, and Syria, while 7 more face heavy restrictions. Players and FIFA officials are exempt. Fans, journalists, and vendors are not. As the United States prepares to co-host the most international World Cup in history, thousands of supporters are now trapped in visa backlogs. In many of the affected countries, B1 and B2 wait times stretch beyond 300 days, far past kickoff. This is not a paperwork issue. This is policy. Iranian fans with valid tickets are already barred. No waivers, no temporary solutions, just a closed door. Supporter groups across Africa and the Middle East are canceling their plans. The message is simple and clear. If you're not from the right country, you're not getting in. The players will still take the field, but a major part of the global football audience is being left outside the gates. And this decision is already triggering consequences far beyond the stadiums. With Washington tightening entry rules, U.S. host cities are now feeling the impact. Atlanta, Houston, New York, Louisiana. These cities invested millions in infrastructure, tourism campaigns, and event planning. They prepared to host the world. Now hotel bookings are stalling. Event staffing is being scaled back. Local organizers are growing openly concerned. A Houston official summed it up clearly. "We're hosting the world, but we're not letting the world in." Hotels are pulling back room blocks. Airlines are trimming international routes. Restaurants and rideshare companies are preparing for a summer that may fall far short of expectations. This is not just about revenue. It's about reputation. These cities were promised global exposure and an economic surge tied to international tourism. With foreign visitors sidelined, that promise is now in question. Some cities are already cutting funding for fan festivals and outdoor events. Empty venues are becoming a real possibility. Security tensions are also rising. Reports of National Guard deployments connected to immigration enforcement are surfacing in several regions. This is not the global welcome that was originally promised when the U.S. secured its role as host. And as pressure builds inside American cities, one country's situation is becoming the clearest symbol of the controversy. Iran's case highlights the situation clearly. The team is cleared to compete. The fans are not. Even supporters with family ties to players, and even those holding valid match tickets, are being blocked by the visa system. Applications stall. Interviews are delayed. Deadlines pass. Iranian sports journalists have called the policy discriminatory and humiliating. They say it sends a message that the team is welcome, but the people behind the team are not. Iran will not host matches, but Canada and Mexico will. And their open-door policies have created a sharp contrast. Some Iranian fans are now looking to reroute through Toronto, hoping to attend matches there instead. But detours do not solve the core issue. This is not only about Iran. Fans from partially restricted countries like Sudan and Yemen face even steeper barriers. In some cases, there is no functioning application path at all. Visa timelines stretch so far that the tournament could end before approvals arrive. Even cities with large diaspora populations, such as Toronto, cannot replace the atmosphere created by a unified international crowd. And inside FIFA, the pressure is growing. Quiet discussions are now circulating about venue adjustments and legal exposure. Because at this pace, the 2026 World Cup may not be remembered for legendary goals. It may be remembered for who was never allowed to watch them. That silence is growing louder, especially in corporate boardrooms. FIFA has remained publicly quiet as entire regions face barriers to attending the 2026 World Cup. Internally, the concern is far louder. Reports point to rising reputational risks across Africa and the Middle East. Regional football federations are demanding clarity. So far, FIFA has offered none. Sponsors, however, are not staying silent behind closed doors. Major global brands such as Adidas, Coca-Cola, Visa, and Qatar Airways depend heavily on international markets now restricted from attending US matches. Leaked discussions from Europe suggest companies are already exploring reductions in US-focused advertising for the tournament. Some are reportedly shifting budgets toward Canada and Mexico instead. One senior branding executive summed it up simply, "We don't want to be the face of a divided World Cup." That line is now circulating widely within global marketing networks. Meanwhile, advocacy groups including Human Rights Watch and the ACLU have publicly labeled the travel policy discriminatory. Several fan organizations are now preparing legal challenges, aiming to contest the restrictions through international courts. FIFA is no longer facing just a political problem. It is now staring at a commercial threat that could reshape the entire tournament. And as corporate nerves tighten, a quiet shift is already unfolding among the United States' own co-hosts. While the United States tightens its borders, its two World Cup partners are moving in the opposite direction. In mid-June, Mexico publicly confirmed that all fans, regardless of nationality, would be welcome to attend matches. Days later, Canada followed with the same message. Neither country mentioned Donald Trump by name. They didn't need to. The signal was clear. Mexico and Canada are positioning themselves as the inclusive hosts. While the US enforces restrictions, the response from several football federations was immediate. Officials from Iran, Algeria, and Venezuela have formally requested that their matches be scheduled outside the United States. The reasons cited every time: political risk and fan access. What was originally designed as a unified North American World Cup is now starting to fracture. Two hosts are open. One is not. Flights into Toronto, Vancouver, and Mexico City are surging. Hotels are filling. Fan groups are reorganizing entire travel plans around avoiding US matches. The contrast is becoming impossible to ignore. The United States may have built the stadiums, but Canada and Mexico are winning the optics and the crowds. And that brings the tournament to a defining question. The 2026 World Cup was meant to be a global celebration, shared across borders and cultures. Instead, it is now moving through growing controversy. Donald Trump's proclamation, 10,949, may have exempted players and officials, but it shut out fans, families, journalists, and entire supporter bases. Canada and Mexico have stepped forward with open access, open borders, and open tourism strategies. The economic benefits are already shifting in their direction. FIFA remains publicly silent. Sponsors are nervous. Federations are pushing back. Legal challenges are forming. And the core question is no longer just about football. Can a country truly host the world while keeping much of the world out? Will global brands continue full support if their audiences can't attend? Should access be treated as a right of the tournament or a casualty of politics? What do you think about this situation? Leave your thoughts in the comments.